Good evening, Sandalwood students. It's Mr. Stahl, and I'm here to read you a bedtime story. The story we're going to read is one of my favorites. I read it to the first grade before. This is The Hugopotamus by Steve Metzger. Albert was his parents' pride and joy. When he smiled for the first time, his mother jumped up and down with delight. Look at our baby, she cried. Isn't he wonderful? Whether Albert was taking his first steps or learning his ABCs, or even when he was doing nothing at all, they couldn't help but hug their one and only hippo. Why do you hug me all the time? Albert asked. Because we love you so much, his father replied. You're our little hugopotamus, his mother added. Albert smiled. A hug shows that you care about someone, he thought as he went out to play. Waddling through the dense jungle, Albert spotted Benny. He quietly tiptoed up behind his friend and gave him a super strong hippo hug. Oh, yow! Benny roared. What are you doing? Hugging you, Albert replied. Don't you like hugs? Not when they're so strong, Benny said. I'm playing hide and seek, and you gave away my hiding place. I'm sorry, Albert said. Can I play with you? No, Benny said as he slid back into the bushes. Albert spotted Jasmine jumping rope by a waterfall. He ran up and gave her a squeeze. Ouch, Jasmine said. What are you doing? Hugging you, Albert replied. Don't you like hugs? Not now, Jasmine said. I wasn't ready. Just look at me. I'm sorry, Albert said. Can I play with you? No, she said as she untangled herself. Albert plodded over to the savannah. Badge was just about to score a goal. I love you, little monkey, Albert shouted. Ah! Badge exclaimed. What are you doing? Hugging you, Albert replied. Don't you like hugs? You made me miss my shot, Badge yelled. You're just too rough. I'm sorry, Albert said. Can I play with you? No, said Badge as he dashed after the ball. Albert slumped down in the shade of a bamboo tree. I was only trying to show my friends how much I care about them, Albert thought. Now nobody wants to play with me. Albert watched as Benny, Jasmine, and Badge began a game of freeze tag. I wish I could play too, he said, but nobody wants a clumsy hippo in their game. Then Albert looked up and saw that Benny had been tagged. He was frozen in place. Benny needs my help, Albert said. He barreled toward his friend, rushing faster and faster. I'm coming! I'm coming! Albert ran so hard the earth trembled. He ran so hard the trees shook. He ran so hard his friends stopped playing. Uh-oh, Benny thought. Not again. But Albert remembered what his friends had said about his hugs. Too strong. Not now. Too rough. He slowed down and skidded to a stop just before he reached Benny. Can I play with you? Albert asked in a calm voice. I won't hug you unless you want me to, and I promise not to be so rough. Sure, Benny said, letting out a deep sigh. When the game ended, Benny, Jasmine, and Badge huddled together. What's the matter? Albert asked. Did I do something wrong? No, Jasmine said. We're proud of you. Now we want to give you a hug. Is that okay? Albert nodded and smiled shyly as they wrapped their arms around him. Not too strong, not too rough. The perfect hug for a hugopotamus. I can't wait to see everybody when we come back. I hope you enjoyed the reading of Hugopotamus. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Bye.